the devil had a tussle.
Hey! Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here.
Break.
Me and the
You
devil had a tussle.
Hey! Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh, yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now, when we come back, we're going to talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right? We'll be right back with more right after this.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
What am I gonna do? They already raiding all my houses, going through all my shit. I need to start moving some money in different accounts. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I can keep my money.
You good, Mr. Cohen?
Huh? What?
Everything all right?
I'm good. Take that. Yeah, I was telling both of my sons, man, you know, life, it's all about choices, man. You know, what was that? Huh?
Jail.
You heard that?
You going to jail.
Huh?
Jail.
What am I?
Beep, beep, toot, toot. Hey, good people, it's your Alabama church girl here. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. To all the leaders, saints, and friends, you are very much so welcome on in. Ladies and gents, we're going back in for another culture conversation on this evening concerning these Real Housewives of Potomac. I need you to go ahead and get your girlfriends, go and get your guy friends that are watching the show. Go and get those friends that have always had a problem with the big C word, the colorism word. Go ahead and get them and tap them on into this conversation. Go and get those friends who like to fight, because I need to understand, you know, what are we going to settle on as fight culture? What are the rules of engagement when it comes to the fight? And who we going to blame for the fight? Okay, go ahead and get your friends on in here. And guess what? I'm going to get my friend on here. My good guy friend, my work husband, is back again to share this conversation with me. Y'all go ahead and give my friend a warm round of applause, Mr. Ashton.
I'm back.
Hey, friend. Where have you been? Nobody loves you. Listen, I just want to let you know the people were loving you on last week.
I saw the love. I want to tell them I appreciate everything.
Yes.
I'm new to this, so I'm glad to see somebody is valuing my opinion.
Yes, they said, let him talk a little more. I said, okay, girl, I got you. I got you. And while we're at it, I want each and every one of you to definitely go on over. If you want to see more of Mr. Ashton, now let me lay some ground rules. This is my work husband, okay? You can be friends, but don't get too close, okay?
You ain't doing no sharing over here.
But I do want you to go over and join him, follow him on Instagram, go follow him on Facebook, go follow him. Thank you for the love, Shanae. Go and follow him on X, which is formerly known as Yes, honey boo. That's my work husband looking all dapper and stuff. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. But listen, it's Ashton Jemias. Could you spell it for us?
Ashton. Ashton. Jemias is Jmias. It's all one word.
Good. Y'all go follow him. Give him some likes and some love and all that goodness.
Yeah, show me some love. Show me some love.
Yes. Oh my God. Listen, my left side started painting when I thought about went down at this doggone third episode of the reunion, part 3 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Giselle made my eyes itch. I wanted to not only scratch out them greens, but scratch out my browns, trying to reason and rationalize.
Because it made no sense. It made no sense.
At all, friend.
Yeah, she made your eyes itch, and she made some other parts on me itch every time she speaks.
And not only Giselle, let me say this too.
Yeah.
Andy as well.
Yes, Andy has to come on in the room tonight. Yes, he does.
Look, Shanae said, "Hey, Ashton."
Hey, Shanae. Me and her actually go way back.
You ready?
Yes,
hey,
do.
sis. Get your girlfriends on in here because this conversation is going down on this evening. So we know that they just wrapped up the third part of Reunion Part 3 for season number 8 of Real Housewives of Potomac. Listen, this third part, I'm going to be very honest with you, Ashton. I didn't go and watch the whole thing. I couldn't handle it. After last week, when I saw the way they were grilling them and going in, I couldn't watch it. And then I especially couldn't watch it after Friday when they released the clips from the episode. And I saw how it really went down. And I saw how my good girlfriend, Candigal, was weeping because she had no support on the stage.
Yes.
I couldn't. I told y'all last week.
Once again, it was everybody trying to spin it and make her the fault.
Exactly.
Once again. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So hey Keisha, hey, good evening. Get your friends on over here, Keisha. This conversation is about to get heated, okay? Heated, like Beyonce said. Heated. Come on, fam, pop open for me. Heated. I'm gonna learn how to flick the wrist. I'm gonna learn how to do it. See, I ain't good enough at it yet. But heated. Yeah, it's gonna get heated over here this evening, Keisha. I need to understand when, as Candace said, the line is always moving.
Forever moving. Never still.
So we saw the clips. I don't know, I'm scared to play it because it's TMZ clips. But we saw the clips of the fight.
Yes, we saw exactly what happened.
If you haven't seen it, go on over to X and watch the clips of the fight. What you see in the clips of the fight is, first of all, there's one person in particular standing in the center. And I'm going directly to the fight because really that is the pinnacle of my conversation on this evening. Ashton, if you want to handle something else, you are welcome to go forward.
Okay.
But in this clip of the fight, you see one person in particular standing between one party and the other party.
Yep.
Who might that person be? Big football forehead Ashley.
Every time.
I told you I can't give her too much on the forehead because the sister girl got one. So I understand. But yeah, football forehead Ashley was the one that was standing smack dab in the middle of the one party that was over here minding their business, having fun, and the other party who came up with contention in their heart to start and stir up problems at your event, Ashley.
Wait though. Didn't Ashley say she didn't see anything?
Yeah, that's the part.
Yeah.
That's where the line is always.
Okay. Go ahead. I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page.
And this is who I blame, Ashton. this person right here is who I blame. They are in cahoots. They are definitely in cahoots.
Oh, for sure. And it's been for a while now. Yeah.
And isn't that the same person that jacked up RHOA?
Yeah.
And why we can't get a new season over there?
Yeah. And he had the same thing going on down there. He picked one out that he wanted to go after, and he went and found the girls he wanted to use to do it. It was the same recipe. Yep.
So executives, this is it. Get up off of Candace asking her, who do we blame for the fight? This is your source right here.
Yep.
I need you to find this source. Hey, friend, Kita Wita is over here all the way from San Antonio.
Hey, Kita.
Yeah, so we see that she is smack dab in the middle. So in this clip, I see Candace. It looked like Sharice, but
Yes.
she was partially in the camera.
Yes.
I couldn't see her full face, but I saw the dress and I saw the outline that looked
Yes.
like Sharice.
Yes.
Then you see Candace. Candace is facing Sharice.
Yes.
She has her hands in the air like she's dancing, and right behind her is Wendy.
Yes.
Wendy is back to back with Candace, and she's dancing with her arms kind of around Kiana.
Yes. Having a good time.
Kiana, say that?
Having a good time. That's what they were
Yeah,
doing.
they're having a good time like good girlfriends do. Ain't that right, Keita? Isn't that how we get down? When we having fun and we popping it, we shaking it, we doing our thing, we doing it. We ain't worried about no foolishness. I went all the way back to the wedding, to the reception.
We had a time, we had a time, we had a time.
We did. But when we're in that mode, ain't nobody trying to fight, Nobody's trying to, disrupt this good time, except the foolish person that was brought there specifically for the fight. The person who came dressed in a leotard and a ponytail and no jewelry.
Ready to get down.
Came ready.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly you had an invitation to come and sit on ready. And who might the invitation come from but your good Judy that was standing in the middle.
Forehead.
Football forehead for Ashley. But in this scene, she didn't have no semen in her mouth.
Nah.
Because you hear her. First of all, she was the one who brought her girlfriend up, dressed in a leotard with a ponytail and no earrings. She's the one that brought her over there to the girlfriends that are having fun, which would be Candace, Wendy, Kiana. Sharice was there.
Mm-hmm. Having fun and not worried about a Sesame Street puppet.
Not worried about puppets at all. Now, I have a question. Is Andy the executive producer or is he the puppet?
It's starting to look like he's the puppet. Yes.
Expound, please.
And it is starting to look like he is in on the agenda. And I say that because when I just watched this part 3, his line of questioning towards Candace is very accusatory and it's not, I want you to I want you to be vindicated. It's not giving that at all. It's given we about to end you because it's you're the problem. That's what his line of questioning is giving.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a safe space for her.
At all.
I know, and I say he's the puppet because Ed ain't writing them questions. He's just reading them.
Thank you. Remember last week we talked about the range?
Mm-hmm.
Is he just reading questions because he don't have range to have the discussion?
Oh, he does not have the range. Andy likes to jump in and use buzzwords here and there or give a politically correct compliment. He places them in in the right places to make it seem like he has the range to have these conversations, and he does not have the range. Andy can't talk about.
So, but even with that though, Ashton, he does grab those buzzwords, tries to be politically correct, but you could tell it's like a person who's speaking a foreign language.
Yeah,
the placement of the words are just not right.
as if somebody told him what to say, but he truly doesn't know what language he's speaking. That's how it comes off.
Doesn't know how to place the word. Just
Yes.
like, okay, you see, I watch a lot of YouTube.
Mhm.
So, there's these AI commercials that come on. It has a person's actual voice reading a script in the AI, from the AI.
Okay.
And they'll say the words improperly.
Okay.
They'll use slang words, but it's not pronounced properly.
Not pronounced right, yeah.
Yeah, or they'll use slang words, or even try to say someone's name and it's like totally off from how the name is actually sounded out.
Mhm.
That's what he sounds like to me. That's how Andy sounds to me. Hey, Tracy, beep, beep, toot, toot. Welcome on over. Y'all, please hit the like button as you're coming in. Let someone else know. That like tells the other people that's sitting out there on the outside of the doors to get on over here into the congregation. We're having a good conversation. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. But yes, so he sounds like he's a puppet.
Yes, for sure.
There's no thinking. Thank you, Keisha. There's no thinking happening here. There's no processing of information happening here whatsoever. But one thing that I still have to hold him accountable for is you understand human to human. You understand what humanity is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So why can't you offer that to an extent? What is the problem with you extending that type of humanity to a Wendy and a Candace?
What really ticks me about it is he did this parading around. Hey, Nick, what's up, Nick? he did this parading around of them on these TV shows and these talk shows right before the reunion, right? And he's laughing with them. He's doing all this with them, and they making plans for the next season and how they want to do trips and how they want to do all this stuff. And then you get to the reunion, and you send them out there to dry. Like, it's not at one point in any confrontation they had on that stage did he ask a question to give them the floor to vindicate themselves or to even explain themselves. And I just, if you're going to do it for one, spread it across because you're supposed to be unbiased, right?
He's supposed to be.
Supposed to be unbiased. But that ship is long sailed, like, and it's in every city. I watch him do it. He has his ones that he want to be on board with, and then the ones that he's not on board with, he doesn't hide it.
So he plays the game of favorites, which is definitely, it creates, like I told you last week, I use the word toxic, but it creates a toxic work atmosphere, but it creates a hostile work environment, which is a more legalistic term. So with that being stated, do you think possibly the executives are getting tired of being sued by these housewives and said, wait a minute now, hold on. Do you think possibly, because clearly with the news that was put out today,
yes,
somebody knew that this announcement was coming.
Yes.
Possibly when the execs knew this announcement was coming, they had to tell him, you're going to go clean this up.
Yep.
And maybe that's why he was parading around on these other TV shows before it aired.
That could be. That's a very good point. That could be it. Damage control.
We're going to get to the news.
We're gonna get to the news.
We're gonna get to the news, but I got to get back over here to this fight.
Yeah, come on.
Because we see on the last part of this doggone reunion,
yes,
Andy's line of questioning is, well, who? Wait a minute. First of all, he didn't ask the person that was there.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't ask anyone that was there who was responsible for the fight.
Yes.
The thing that pissed me off is the one person that wasn't even in the building, probably wasn't even in the state, is the one person that he asked who was responsible for the fight. And now, let me say this. I know you got a lot to say. And I want you to fire this gun like you are firing, what was that, 30-something Bravo, whatever it is that you be firing on the range. I need you to fire off like that.
249 Saw. Yes, I'm about to let it rain.
The 249. Yes. And let me tell you, he's an expert too. But even with this person, Giselle, grieving, she could not take the high road for her grieving to say, Andy, I was not there. And I think it's better. This question is better suited for the people that were there. I was more focused on my father at that time. That's why I had to leave. She couldn't even take the high road. She jumped in and wanted to answer a question based off of her biases. Go for it. Go for it, my friend.
So that's exactly what I was about to say. The only thing that should have mustered up that neck of hers and out of her mouth was, I cannot answer that question because I was not there. I didn't see anything. That's the only thing she should have said. But what she did was she saw another opportunity to attack the girls that she does not like. Because for her to utter Wendy's name is just absolutely insanity.
Just pure insanity.
Who told you she was at fault if we're going off the fact that you weren't there? Who told you she was at fault?
And then if you watch the video to see who was over there, then you really still should have called another person's name.
Because
the
it
one
should have
that
been
you're in
hers.
partnership with.
But it'll never be her fault. You
Why
know,
not?
It'll never be her fault.
Why not?
That's
Because
her
she's
buddy.
always won.
Wendy said in her interview, she said, "No, I'm not surprised that she invited Deborah. Ashley messy.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley is messy."
Mm-hmm.
And she likes to hide behind big words too when she get to talking about herself. And that's why I'm glad Kay called her out on it, because you are a serial aftermath apologist. Girl.
She'll never know what to do with these ladies.
She at all.
And to be honest, her whole team, Giselle, Robin, Karen, Ashley, Mia, they cannot outthink these ladies.
No.
They cannot outprocess these ladies.
Well, that's why Mia assaulted Wendy.
Yeah.
She could out-talk her.
She didn't have any words. She didn't know what to say.
We kindergartners in the classroom, you joking on me too hard, now I'm about to hit you.
Now I got to hit you.
Yeah.
Because
the name of the game for Housewives, I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, right? The name of the game for Housewives is glam, luxury, money, family, and drama. And with that drama is witty comebacks, reads, and verbal sparring, right? That's the name of the game. That's what I always thought, Housewives was supposed to be. So when you get someone who can teach a masterclass on it and they lap you, that's not their fault. It's not their fault that they're better at it. That's like me saying, oh, I don't like LeBron James because he could dunk the ball and I can't.
But then who do you blame? It's the person who recruited Ashton to go against a LeBron.
Oh yeah.
That's who I would have to look at. That's why I said the executives have got to get in. If they want to save this show, which it can be saved.
It can be saved.
They need to get involved in what's happening with this show. Whoever is out here recruiting these women who don't know how to verbal spar, who only know how to fight with their hands.
Yes.
They're bringing down the brand of what Housewives is supposed to represent.
Oh, for sure. What Nene said on Watch What Happened Live a couple years ago, they're declassing the show. Yes.
Yeah, and she was
declassing the show.
She was talking about Portia and
Phaedra.
Portia she is the resident fighter.
Yes.
Every
and that's my girl.
I know that's your girl.
But she is the MMA fighter of the brand. She is.
I gotta give her things because every season Portia was fighting.
Yeah.
So, and then Phaedra was doing underhanded things like Ashley, throwing rocks and hiding her hand.
Taking it too far.
Exactly. Telling lies that could tear up somebody's life.
Yes.
That's the same type issues that they're having over here on Potomac. Now, I have an issue with the fact that they got Phaedra off once they realized what she was doing. Why are they not getting rid of Giselle?
they not getting rid of Giselle because they sit there and believe. Well, I don't know if they believe it. I think they telling her what to say. They feeding it to her at this point. She has a out for everything that's presented to her. Everything that someone on that stage is saying Giselle is doing, she have a, she do that little, what you talk about face, and then she's sliding her way out of it.
But there was fact checking done when Phaedra did that, because Phaedra did the same thing. In fact,
Yeah.
she tried to, rest on the laurels of the fact that she was a lawyer.
Yeah.
But we know lawyers lie for a living. But there was a little bit of pushback from Andy at the time, and I guess from the executives at the time, because they got rid of her.
Yeah.
It was some fact checking. We're not gonna let you just get away with this. Or was it that Candy was a stronger contender?
I think it was a mixture of both of them, but I do think they value Candy more than they value Phaedra. And I feel like that played a lot into it. But I also feel like the situation was a key factor too. Because they're like, hey, we can't allow you to sit on the stage and tell damaging lies like that and just get away with it. And that's bringing me to my next point. Deborah had no business in that building, on that camera, on that show at all. You cannot reward someone who comes on the show and tell unprovoked lies on two of the husbands on the show. Lies that's been fact-checked, that has been fact-checked with actual video footage, that it was a complete lie. So when we figure out it's a lie, we bring her back.
So
she shouldn't be allowed to film with nobody at all.
Break it down, because Keisha says she is lost. She don't watch the show. So could you please break it down what Deborah, the person who got into a fight with Candace, said on last season that she should have had her banned?
We'll start from the beginning, Keisha. So Deborah is a friend of this show. She's a friend of Forehead. I met Ashley. He's a friend of Ashley that comes on the show and film periodically. So the first time she came on the show, they were at an event, and she said that two of the husbands were interested in her. Okay. She said one of them was smiling at her, and she took that and ran with it, finishing whatever he was thinking about in his head. That I don't know what she thought was going on, but they rolled the camera and it never even happened. They were never even by each other. So that's lie number one that happened. So the second one, which is Candace's husband, she made what she said. He nudged her and was smiling at her and asking a question or something like that. They ran that footage and the man didn't even look in her direction. He was in his phone. It just never happened. So before that footage came out, the whole season, the conversation was Chris wanted her. And Eddie wanted her too, which is Wendy's husband. It all was a lie. And I don't think nobody ever took accountability for it. It just was like pushed under the rug. So that is what bothered me so bad in part 3 when they was talking about Deborah and Candace exchange in the fashion show, right? They were saying that it was Candace's fault because Candace's words, she called her vermin and she called her the help, and she told her get the help away from me. I don't see anything wrong with her using those words for her, because you are the same woman that came on this show and tried to destroy my marriage.
Exactly.
You are the same woman that came on this show and lied on my husband unprovoked. I want to keep using that word because Chris nor Candace had ever done anything to her at that point.
They didn't know that lady.
Didn't know her.
Right.
Say no from a can of paint.
I want to point out, Keisha, Candace is the young lady on the screen in red. She is the tiniest lady on the cast. She may weigh 100 pounds wet.
Wet, yes.
And she's probably 5 feet tall.
If that.
The tiniest person on the cast. Deborah is a friend of football forehead Ashley. Ashley is tiny as well, but not as tiny as Candace. But her friend Deborah is probably just as tall as Wendy, if not taller.
Yeah.
Which is probably somewhere between 5'7" and 5'11. Which, of course, us girls that are taller, we carry weight a little more discreetly than a short girl. So
Yeah.
she's probably heavier than a Candace who's about 100 pounds wet. So in last season, season number 7, when just like Ashton's mentioned, Deborah came on the show as a friend of football forehead Ashley. Deborah came on the show not knowing Candace, little tiny Candace in the red, and accused Candace's husband of these things. She tried to confront Candace then, and Candace said, I don't have nothing to say to you. I don't believe nothing you have to say. So here we are in a whole nother year. In fact, it's been about 1.5 years because their season was delayed.
Yeah.
And here comes this lady again, coming to this woman's job, tried to confront her over her husband who did absolutely nothing to this lady.
Not one thing.
And not only did she confront her, she threw a glass of liquid on her and threw the glass itself at her friend and busted her friend's forehead, which led into a huge brawl. The brawl was caught on iPhone footage, but not on the Bravo camera footage. So TMZ has the iPhone footage. The Bravo cameras only let us listen to the audio and then the aftermath of the fight. So in the aftermath of the fight, football forehead Ashley tried to act like she didn't know what was going on. Oh my God, how did her eyes were this big, Keisha? Oh my God, what just happened? How did it escalate? Knowing the whole time that she asked if the cameras were down, brought her friend who was mic'd up over to Candace, who is 100 pounds wet, and then was standing there when her friend threw this liquid on Candace and threw the glass at Candace's friend. But then tried to act like she didn't know what was going on. She was also the one there. This is the part I was trying to get to. After Kiana, who got her head gashed, started wailing, like she was wailing like we would fight, Keisha, in Chattahoochee Court. she was wailing. She took Deborah down, threw it out.
She did, and she just as tiny as Candace.
Exactly. Kiana is the young lady on the screen in the blue, and she's short too. And Deborah, with her 5'7" to 5'11" height, had to, and what they say, giants, they die. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Honey, she came falling down. And when she came falling down, Kiana didn't stop. She was going. But let me tell you what else happened when she came down. Ashley was over the top of them. Ashley and her other girlfriend.
And her other friend, yes. Her other friend is the reason
got
they
on top of Kiana, saying, get the off of her.
Yes. The other friend is the reason she fell.
Say that again.
The other friend is the reason that they failed. She snatched Kiana down. She poured her down. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Because then they all of them tried to act like they didn't know what happened once the cameras came back up. They all was, oh my God. They played the Karen role. And I will say this too. I don't like to use pejoratives like that. Like the Karen word is probably to other people like the N word is to some of us.
Yeah.
So I don't really like to use that word, but I don't know of another term that would describe that type of behavior.
Yes, I agree.
So I want to make that disclaimer that is why I'm using that term. Even though these are Black women, they are definitely exhibiting that type of behavior on this show. And the reason why colorism is such a big issue is because they demonstrate that type of behavior as fair-skinned, very fair-skinned, white passing fair-skinned women who are demonstrating that behavior to a browner and darker complected woman. So that's why this show has such an issue. All right, Ashton, I digress.
I want to get back to Andy because Andy really bothered me in this part 3. Like I said earlier, he really bothered me because, and it's not only Andy, it was Andy, Mia, and Giselle, because Mia had the nerve to tell Candice that Deborah also approached her with the same energy, and she used better words and responded better to stop it from escalating again. Also trying to insinuate that Candice is at fault, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to ask Mia a question because, just last season she had a similar altercation, right?
I think it was. Mm-hmm.
So this is what I mean by it's always fake accountability, because that was the theme for the reunion, right? Accountability. Everybody needs to hold themselves accountable. For them to sit on that stage and let Mia say those words to Candice, it really pissed me off, because somebody should have told her, Mia, you're not the one to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the one to speak, because just last season you were upset at words that were being said to you, and you reacted the same way as Deborah.
And this is where I have to get on and tap Wendy's hands. Because Wendy, as you standing there, Wendy is the lady that's on the screen in black. She's good friends with Candice and Kiana. Wendy, if that's your good girlfriend and that is your little sis, you should have been the one to stand up for your little sis. Blind Visionary says, hello, everyone. I'm a new subscriber. Thank you for being a new subscriber. He says, I am late and I'm going to watch from the beginning. Thank you. Thank you. And looking forward to y'all's perspective on the episode. And JP Reddy says, why? The goal was to gaslight. Mia understood the assignment. And I think you're right, JP Reddy.
I agree with
Mia
JP.
understood. Right. And that's why I keep saying I got to give people credit where credit is due. I blame him.
Yep.
I blame him.
It all goes back to him.
But see, no matter how much they want to gaslight these brown-skinned beautiful girls, no matter how bad they want to make it their fault, these girls are out here winning.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Winning.
I'm 1,000 times harder than they could ever.
Do you see how beautiful these ladies are?
Mugs.
I don't know why anybody would ever think that they could lessen their beauty, their self-esteem, their confidence. Are you serious? Not only are they beautiful, they got like 9 degrees amongst
collectively, yes.
Yes. Wendy has 4. Candice has 2. I don't know how many Kiana has, but I know she got at least 1.
Yes.
These girls are beautiful. They're educated. They're accomplished in their lives. They have beautiful relationships. They have beautiful families. Are we ready for the announcement? Or we're going to hold off on the announcement?
Let's go ahead and get into the announcement. Then let's do some positivity, and then we can get back to reading, because I still want to get into some things too. Let's go ahead and get into some positive stuff.
No. Wait, I want you to finish up on Mia. And do you want to go into her husband's announcement?
Okay, yeah, we could do all that.
Do that, and then let me set up this announcement.
So back to what JP said, the goal was to gaslight, and that's always the goal when it comes to Candice. All of them took turns, giving her examples of how she was in the wrong and how her words can put her in these compromising situations where she's been attacked, as if it's normal behavior. That's how they present it, is normal behavior, and it's not. I don't like the fact that they don't tell the whole story. I'm sure it's probably like clipped and tweaked and whatever, but when you're saying Candice called her this and she called her that, tell us why she did it. Is she not just walking down the street being a bully and calling people words that, just call them names just to call them names? These people have done stuff to her.
Exactly.
And not just like started up some he say she say type stuff. Y'all are coming for her husband. Y'all are coming for her life, her livelihood. That's her man. So yeah. I don't know what energy I don't know what energy y'all want her to give. I don't know. Because if Elmo walked up on me like that, I would have said somebody get not Elmo. It's Cookie Monster. That's what she looked like. But I would have told them get the help too. Because why are you here? Why are you? And back to, I think Karen said this on the first on the season finale. Why is it so easy for these people to get to us? Like it's just she did it. So now you opening the door for whoever else want to come in and whoop something, you know?
And that brings me to Candace saying that when I am being attacked, because this is not the first time that Candace has been attacked.
Yes.
This Candace, who is 100 pounds wet, maybe 5 feet tall, has been attacked when Mia threw lettuce at her.
Yes.
She was attacked when Monique physically attacked her, tried to snatch her wig off, and beat her in the head on national TV. And people were laughing at the fact that she was saying positive affirmations in the mirror. She was attacked. When was the other? There was another time I want to get to before now. There was something else. I'm sorry, I'm missing it. But it's been multiple times, and now we're here. We have her being attacked once again by somebody that's not even a cast member.
That's not even a cast
Someone
member.
who's not even hired. Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said that's what burns me up about it. She's not even a cast member. It's no way she should be able to be around like that. It's just no way.
And get
not
to
after
me,
what happened last season.
It's bad enough to think that maybe one of my castmates might attack me.
Yeah.
But somebody who's not even a castmate can just walk up off the street and y'all are okay with them attacking me?
Just because I called her this or said this, it's fine to get attacked.
And it's not. It's not okay. And that's why we're having this culture conversation. What's the rules of engagement? If you walk up on me, I'm not supposed to say anything to you. I'm not supposed to pick up a weapon to defend myself. This is on my job. This is on my job. Now, if I had been in the streets, then it's all game. It's all fair game, right?
Yeah.
But on my job, I'm not supposed to do nothing but let you hit me, let you attack me.
When you already standing a foot over me.
Right. And then for Andy to say, well, what do you think you would have done with the bottle? I don't know what I would have done, but I know one thing, I'm not going to stand here and keep letting people attack me.
That's what I mean by Andy needs to come on into the chat. Because the way he said that was you're trying to paint her to be the aggressor and to be the dangerous one now, when in actuality, she was in a fight or flight situation. But we don't present all those facts though in the moment. We say, well, what are you going to do with what were you going to do with the bottle? What were you going to do with the bottle? If she had did something, I was going to use that bottle.
Yes. Well, she had already done something to me because Candace didn't pick up the bottle until after the girl had on her. We don't know if that was water. We don't know if it was alcohol. We don't know if it was acid.
Could have been acid, yes.
Right, because remember, we just saw a week ago, this girl said, her sister threw acid in her face and burned off her face.
Yep.
We don't know what it was that she threw on Candace's hair. Thank God Candace had her hands up in the air and her back was to her. That probably is what prevented it from getting in her face.
Yes.
And even if it was just alcohol, it could have gotten in her eyes. She could have been blind. Anything could have happened.
And even with Kay getting hit with that glass, it could have moved over a couple of inches and cut her eye. So
thank God, that it wasn't worse than what it was. But all these things can happen. And y'all, please hit the like button. Please, please, please hit the like button. All these things are possibilities of what would have happened. And y'all, instead of y'all taking what actually happened and dissecting that, you're trying to divert the attention to what possibly could have been the response. She did not hit anybody with the with the bottle that she picked up. She did not hit anybody with the bottle that she picked up. In fact, it went up and down within a good 3 seconds of each other. Before Deborah could hit the ground, the bottle had already been placed back down.
Yes, because Sharice jumped in and already had de-escalated that part of it.
Right. JP Reddy says that Giselle and Ashley had their story together. They weren't prepared for the TMZ footage to show what really happened. You better come through, JP
You
Reddy.
better call him out, JP. You better call out, because had we not had that TMZ footage, they were going to be able to peddle that narrative that Wendy, Candice were the aggressors in that situation, and it would have been them against them again, and it would have been Wendy and Candice fighting for their life once again, trying to vindicate themselves once again. You are absolutely correct, JP.
And then think about Wendy's position and all the jobs and accolades that she has that could have come crumbling down based on the back of their lies.
Just off of lies.
Right. And then Veronica says, update us on what's going on. Veronica, you must just come in here, girl. We trying to give it to you. We trying to give it to you real and raw. But listen, I'm going to say this, Veronica. This is not a direct review of the show or recap of what happened. This is a culture conversation on the surrounding how our culture handles these type of issues. Thank God that this show has given us an avenue for a conversation. But let me tell you something. I am the Alabama church girl. I talk the taboo topics of the church and the Black community. These type of conversations that happen in our community are conversations that the Alabama church girl is having at the Taboo Topics Tea. So Veronica, if you're in the Alabama area, I would love for you to join me at the Taboo Topics Tea, because these are the type of conversations that we have over at the Taboo Topics Tea, girl.
Your Lady Green from the play For Colored Girls by Ntashake Shange. You can't have me unless I give me away. Don't let anyone walk off with all of your stuff. All of your stuff is all of the energy that you bring to the table, all the love and goodness that you bring to the table. Let no one walk off with all your stuff. Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Make sure that you are protecting all of your stuff and leave bitterness for someone else's cup.
Don't miss out on this regal gathering. Join the Alabama Church Girl for Taboo Topics Tea, Sunday, April 28th at 2 p.m. Experience royal delights as we spill tea in taboo conversations. Gather your girlfriends for an exquisite Queen's Tea Party at the Smithburg Tea Room in Prattville, Alabama. Join the Alabama Church Girl for an afternoon of elegance and delightful conversations. Reserve your seats now on Eventbrite. Immerse yourself in the charm of girlfriends gathering for a high tea.
So I would love for you to join me over at the Taboo Topics Tea. It's only in 2 weeks. We got less than 2 weeks now. April 28th, we'll be at the Smithburg Tea Room. Hey, friend, checking in. That's my good girlfriend. Yes. Anita says, hello, everyone. New subscriber checking in from Georgia. Hello, girlfriend from Georgia, our next door neighbor. Friend says the Taboo Topics Tea is going to be a great event. Absolutely. Just like the last time, we get better with time. You know what? I'm married to the wine man, and that's what I learned being married to the wine man. We get better with time, baby.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so I want to jump back over here to the situations and the manifestations of the situation. Whenever Andy says, well, what would you have done? Like I said, it was a diversion.
It was.
It's diverting their attention on what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's escaping the accountability of what actually happened. Yes, please remember to hit the like button as you're coming in. Thank you, friend. Yes, but it was diverting the attention, and I had a problem with that because. Go ahead.
I had a big problem with it.
Tell us.
It aggravates me because why is Deborah being protected? And I'm gonna go back to Forehead because she bothers me as well when she tries to slide herself out of stuff, because she's trying to say she's not friends with Deborah anymore, but at the same time, she's trying to vindicate her at the same time by placing the blame on Candace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, they're attacking Candace's mouth. They're saying her words. If you didn't say that, she wouldn't have done this. Okay, now we're giving her excuses for what she did. So I think Mia said the same thing to her. Had you not said those words, she wouldn't have did this. Or if you would have responded this way, it wouldn't have went that far. The clip showed us the hot mic, right? Showed that she walked up and said, "You got something to say to me? You got something you want to say to me?" That's aggression. I don't know, and maybe it's two definitions for the word, but I think that's aggressive.
That's very much aggressive.
Right. So
at the moment you stepped into my personal space,
yes,
I already feel intimidation.
Yes. So for y'all to sit on the stage and say that it could have went a different way, it couldn't have, because she's already had what she's about to do. She already knew she was about to take it there, because if she wanted peace and if she wanted to reconcile and apologize, her approach would have been different, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a, "Hey Candace, can we chat for a while, or can we, discuss this? It's been a while. I would like to have this discussion now," which it wasn't the place for her to speak to Candace at all. She shouldn't have been saying nothing to Candace at all. But if we're gonna do it right. She didn't. She walked up with aggression. She walked up with the mindset of, "I'm finna get her." That's what she came up to do.
But she also walked up with a mic on her.
Oh, and it all.
And how did she get a mic on her? The cameras are down, because Ashley made sure to verify that the cameras are down. Remember, she asked on that microphone several, "Are the cameras down? Are the cameras down?
Are we wrapped?
Yeah,
so
and
why are we gonna talk about that stuff?
Right. Ashley also asked. Ashley also came out later trying to get ahead of the story and say that I asked if the cameras were down so that we can play some real music. Okay, and they were playing the real music, and Candace and her friends were over there enjoying the real music. But then you brought your friend with a mic pack on over here to Candace. And for what reason? And if he didn't have nothing to do with it, then how she got that mic pack?
She got a mic? Because that's your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
As the EP, that's your job.
So
but if you don't remember when it first happened, when the story broke that the fight happened, somebody leaked. They didn't leak the footage. They were describing what happened, and it was completely different from what we saw on film. Again, that was part of the tactics, like JP said earlier. They weren't accounting for that footage to come out. They wanted to tell their story. What happened?
Exactly. They wanted to shape the narrative, which is the game that they have been playing all this time. Now I got to get over here.
Okay.
To drunk mother hen Hugo.
Yes.
Because why is it, drunk mother hen Karen Hugo, that you wanted to ask Candace about the word vermin? Well, why did you call her a vermin? So now I didn't see Karen in the footage. But if you know she was calling her vermin and you heard about her calling her vermin, then you also should have heard that Candace was asking for security to get the vermin away from her.
From the beginning.
So that means that all you heard was a word, vermin. But you didn't hear her cry, "Get this lady away from me. I need her security." Away from me. So that leads me back to, hey, execs, when are you going to start protecting your cast? When are you going to put in measures to protect your people? Because if you don't protect your people, then you are going to be liable for what happens to your people. Listen, I told y'all I work in human resources. I got the my job says that I'm supposed to protect the interests of not only the personnel, but also the interests of the organization. Jump in, Ashton, before I get on my soapbox.
I want to hear you do it.
Because if you're not, if you don't protect these people, guess what? You're gonna be paying out a whole lot of insurance money.
Yeah, well, he should. He's at fault.
Yeah. But then you start, that's when accountability starts coming into play. JP Reddy says Karen is holding on to the fence for stability, not riding it. Hey, you bring up a good point. That's why I got to put her on the other team.
Yep.
Because she likes to show up off camera with y'all. Just because the show has them set up this way, I'm going to have to describe it this way, okay? Karen likes to show up when the season wraps. We see a lot of photos of these ladies out on the town with each other.
Yes.
Karen likes to often show up out on the town with the brown girls.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her very few times hanging out with light brights.
Yes.
And I told you, it's not my nature. This is an exception to my personal rules. It's not my nature to speak of people in this manner. But because the show has designed and socially engineered these ladies to represent in this manner, I am going to have to speak of it in this manner. Okay. Yes. All right. So with that being stated, Karen likes to show up as if she's really friendly with the brown girls.
Mm-hmm. Karen
is really trying to convince herself that she's not a colorist. Because guess what? Karen has a brown daughter.
Yes.
And she really, I think this is just my opinion. Mm-hmm. Y'all can disagree with me in the comments if you want. I don't mind. Just don't disagree in all caps, because then I'm going to get mad and I'm going to have to
don't yell at me.
Right. But yeah, so Karen, from my opinion, in my perspective, and how I know my motherly love is for my child is a different complexion from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to understand my child's plight, even though I don't walk in the same shoes as my child. My child is a different gender
mm-hmm.
from me. So I try to walk in my child's plight.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I don't share that gender with my child, and I do try to see things in a diplomatic perspective. In fact, I had a friend call this week and was asking, a male friend asking for some advice. And I was like, well, friend, I'm trying not to say the wrong thing because, that's your family.
Yeah.
And then my friend broke it down and said, hey, tell me what you would tell your son.
Okay.
And that's how diplomatic I try to be. If it was my son going through a situation, I'm going to tell my son the hardcore truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just BS, but I still don't understand his plight. So with all that being stated, I'm saying all that to say that Karen is trying to understand the plight of the brown girls,
mm-hmm.
but it does not negate the fact that Karen, you got some of that colorism in you.
Yeah, she
Some
does.
of that bias is definitely in you. We didn't forget that you said that Wendy did not fit the aesthetic of the show.
She sure did. And I almost refused to film with her. Didn't want her around.
Exactly. That first season that Wendy
mm-hmm.
was on.
She did.
And we didn't forget that you were hazing Wendy too.
Yes.
Remember the slither?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't forget that, Karen.
Yeah.
Although we like you, we do.
We love Karen.
Person. Yeah, you're a likable person. And I'm gonna be honest. Even though Mia be lying, Mia is likable.
Yeah, I like Mia too. I do.
Yeah, but we don't forget, Mia, that you threw that water on Wendy.
Yeah.
So those inherent biases are in you, Mia. And her daughter is a little bit browner.
On the browner side, yes. Compared to her, she's definitely on the browner side, yes.
Yeah. So I understand that y'all are trying, but it's just like, listen, y'all, listen. I gotta say this. My husband might still be listening. We don't have any kids together, but it's just like people that are in biracial marriages.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people. This ain't my husband, so babe, if you're listening, I'm not talking about you. But there are some people in biracial marriages who they love their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
They love their kid. but they still have some inherent biases in them, and their children usually are the ones that call it out.
Yeah.
I was just I don't know how this clip came across, but there was some type of panel of biracial kids and their parents doing like these pop-up questions, and they had the parent had to answer, you know, about their experiences, and the child had to answer about their experiences. And some of those kids were, and they were not just black, white, biracial, some were Asian and Hispanic and all the, you know, just a mixture of culture and races. But like I said, sometimes even though you have loved ones, Ashton, are you falling asleep on me?
I'm reading JP.
Oh, okay. Your eyes got little. I was like,
I was looking over to the side because what she's saying, I can't wait to dive into it. But go ahead.
Okay. Oh, is JP a female? I'm so sorry, JP. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Just like sometimes you have people that are in biracial families who don't really understand that even though you have a whole biracial family, you still have some inherent biases there. That's the way I feel Mia and Karen operate.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah. So JP says Karen was holding. Okay, so we already read that one. And then she's agreeing. Amen corner. Amen corner. JP says, what did that mean, by the way? Not fit the aesthetic, but Mia fits the image. Come on. Come through, JP. What did Karen mean by that? Not okay. She said it again. What is that? Does Mia fit the image of Jack and Jill moms? Come on, Ashton.
Now, JP, I can't tell you exactly what Karen meant by it because I'm not in her brain, and you know sometimes the granddad be a little drunk. But what I will say is we're going to use our brains because I feel like we're all intelligent adults on this stream right now. We know exactly what she meant by that. Okay, you got Wendy, who is a doctor. You know, we're gonna always make sure we put doctor on Wendy. She has her 4 degrees. She has her gorgeous family, her loving husband. I don't know what else she needed to do to fit in to the image of the Potomac area and the Jack and Jills, as you mentioned. I don't know what else she needed to do, but change her skin tone, because the passes that Mia gets, she don't fit the image. If we're gonna say fit the image of Potomac, let's just go ahead and get into it. Mia, we've never had a situation on the Real Housewives show where paternity is at question. Okay, we ain't never had no situation where they talking about doing a paternity test. We never had no situation where she got her boyfriend and her husband going on and they speaking to each other on the phone. They in the same vicinity. It's just it's messy and it's screaming love and hip hop Atlanta. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Look, wait, we've never had on Potomac a horror that just came off the pole. We never had a woman say
she's been welcomed with open arms, and y'all had to haze Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you do the Venn diagram, you know, in school, and you start listening what Wendy has and what Mia has,
the resumes don't compare.
They're not met, and they're not close. Okay?
No,
they're not close.
I would assume that the execs would have slid that back over and said, "Thank you, we'll call you."
Go on down to Atlanta and call Mona, because I'm sure she got some room for you. We ain't got it here for you. Okay.
Exactly. Because
but again, she gets the grace because why?
Of the face.
Okay.
Because of the face. And that's it. That's all. You cannot. There is no other legitimate excuse. It's so glaring that you can't deny it.
No, you can't. And that's why when it comes up and everybody like Robin want to act like she's so uncomfortable with it, and they just don't understand why it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up because it's coming up. You're doing it.
Exactly. So there was an interview that's been floating around, especially on Twitter, which is now X, where Robin and Giselle are being interviewed, and Robin makes the statement that she understood that the audience was not going to connect with them in the first 2 seasons because they were too light. Now the first 2 seasons, there was no Candace on those seasons.
No.
There was no Wendy on those seasons.
No.
There was no Chocolate on those seasons.
There was no Monique on that season.
No Monique on those seasons.
Yes.
All right. So Robin understood. So that tells me from the get-go, you were looking at color. For you to even say that out of your mouth is an acknowledgement.
Because what else were we not connected?
My attention and my focus was on, because y'all are all black women.
All black women.
Yeah.
So y'all tried to say Katie wasn't, but she identified as a black woman. So
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Katie said, "Listen, my mama black. She from Savannah, Georgia. What you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Gullah Geechee, come through." When all of the things.
All of the things.
When Giselle tried to say, you wore that Jackson 5 afro, even the way Giselle said it was like a Karen.
Just rolling up the disgust, just rolling off her tongue. She can't even hide it.
Exactly.
Can't even hide it.
Exactly. We wanted to show that we were down like everybody else. What do you mean? Because I've never had to prove my blackness to black people.
I ain't never had to get down or be down. Never had to do it.
And listen, I'm the whole awkward church girl. The one that wore the big fat ponytail and the long denim skirt with the cat shoes and the big glasses. That was me.
Yeah.
But I still never had to prove my blackness to nobody. I am the whole awkward girl, nerd girl, who took all these classes with the nerds who are normally not us, and I still never had to prove my blackness to nobody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So how is it that you are so disconnected with the black folk that you got to prove to the black folk that you are down? I'm gonna turn this camera off so I can fix my scarf.
Okay. And yes, Anita, that's what she meant. She gets that grace because of her skin tone. When she did that, she was meaning the skin tone. But you are exactly correct. She gets that grace because of her skin tone. Because had Wendy joined that show and had all of this stuff surrounding her marriage and all these scandals and all these lies and all this stuff surrounding her, she would be ridiculed to the umpteenth power. With all this, if Eddie was questioning the paternity of one of her kids and they had all this messy stuff going on in their marriage, they'll be eating it up over there, okay? It wouldn't be no grace given to her. But now they sitting on stage and they cracking jokes about Mia being bi-coastal because she's slow. They're joking about her being bi-coastal because she's going from DC to Atlanta to see her man. It's all jokes. It's all fun. And they hit the switch and put the sob on because Gordon is bipolar. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And I want us to start operating in the truth, okay? Let's call it like it is.
Right. And I will say this, and I'm sorry for if I offended anyone for snickering right there, because mental health matters.
Mental health does matter. Yes, it does.
And I do want Gordon to get all the help that he needs.
Yes, for sure.
But this is what I do find funny. That every time they get into a sticky situation where they cannot answer for their behavior, then a sympathy card is thrown on the table.
Yes.
And I believe that this was Mia's sympathy card. And Gordon plays along with it because at this point in time, Mia is Gordon's meal ticket. So, of course, he's going to show up even though she got her boyfriend on the FaceTime.
Yes.
Of course, he's going to her. Yes, and support her. Of course, he's going to say whatever he needs to say to make sure that she keeps her job.
Yep.
So, I just have to call a thing a thing. Listen, my heart does go out for him if this is definitely his situation, because mental health matters. And there is a way that men well, first of all, it's taboo in the Black community to
It
even
is.
talk about.
To even say it, to even make it a thing, to even give it a name is taboo.
Right.
Yeah.
It's definitely taboo, but it's also even more taboo for Black men to admit that they have had challenges and they have had to. They don't even like. I'm sorry, Ashton. Correct me when I mess up and get out of order. Okay. I give you permission. But it's hard for Black men to admit I need to go seek help for what's going on with me mentally.
Oh, for sure. Black men can't even cry. So let alone seeking help from a specialist or a professional. No, you're absolutely correct.
So with that being stated, I just it was suspect that this was a time to announce that.
Yes.
That's something that I feel like should have been handled with more care and attention and concern. Because even though he made that announcement, okay, we still move right on into a fight.
Yes.
And that's overshadowed. Although that's a big thing in the Black community. That's something that could have been explored on the show.
Yes, it could have. So much could have come from it, because even Gordon is up in age. That's just let you know, like, okay, you can be young and you can have these mental health problems, or you can be, you can be old. And for our elders, a lot of times their behavior is they took it up as I am who I am. But here's Gordon recognizing that all of my life I've had these issues, and it's because of this.
And I never really sought to get help.
Yeah, I just lived. I was living with it.
Yeah.
So it could have been really a really big talking point for the season. But Tommy don't like to have
real conversation.
Like yeah, no, they don't. They dropped the ball on a lot of stuff that could be talked about on that show, but they want to let Giselle run it, and she run it right into the ground. Okay,
but see, that's where I have to go back over here, because why are you letting Giselle run it when you're supposed to be their producer?
Yep.
Why are they paying you?
If she's gonna be the EP, because obviously she's the EP.
Why are they paying? Because even last season number 7, when Giselle had the fibroid issue.
Yes. Why was that?
Uterus. I don't have a uterus to this day because of the same issue. That was a topic that should have been explored. That should have been the focus of her storyline. Get up off of Chris, Giselle, and let's talk about what's going on with the uterus.
But yet,
y'all let her with the same thing.
Y'all let her slide it in while she's driving on the phone.
One little
and then never speak on it again.
Right.
And
but that should have been the story.
Yeah, when Candace said it at the reunion, I hate that she used the words that she used, because she gave them another lane to attack her when she said your dueling with uterus or whatever. But she had a point. You had a whole thing going on. You had a whole thing going on over here, and you decide to make my husband your storyline.
The talking point, right? JP said they can't have those conversations because there has to be accountability on both sides.
And that's what they're not going to do, JP. They're not going to do
it. JP says, I agree. I too suffered from fibroids. The biggest reveal was that Giselle had a sister. Who knew that?
Giselle is the only housewife I've known to be placed in the star role and show the least. We don't know a thing about Giselle other than she let Jamal Bryant run amok on her in that church, and her daughters. That's all we know about her, and her dad. That's all we know about her. She consistently start the season off with no storyline, and her storyline is always in somebody else's business. And again, why did she get that grace? Anita?
I don't know, but we got some church announcements. I told y'all in the comments leading up to our culture conversation this evening to go ahead and get your biggest church hat, get your biggest derby assassinator, because, and I didn't even bring mine out. Look at me, but I got my tambourine. Because it's not only it's a funeral and a celebration on tonight. The funeral, we like to say that we are praying for the sick and the shut in and the bereaved family of NECA, who has been fired, and Robin, who has come out and stated, yes, I was too fired. So we pray for their families and in their time of bereavement. They are bereaving their career on this show. NECA's was very short-lived, so we give her grace and mercy. Robin, you had your time. You had your time. Now it's time to go lay it to rest. Amen. Hallelujah. And peace and blessings to y'all.
Moving right along.
But there's a celebration.
Moving right along.
Because when Robin came out to announce that, yes, it's true that I was fired, and she used the word. I think she may be the first housewife over all the franchises. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I agree to say she got fired. Yeah.
To just flat out say, yes, I got fired. Now, you said, friend, you said last week you thought that Robin was on the spectrum.
Yeah, I stand by it.
She keep proving you right.
I stand by it. She came out immediately proving me right. What is one?
She keeps proving you right. That okay. No, we were just gonna leave it up in the air. We kept giving you the allegedly, but you came out here and clarified.
So hey, free game now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, but in the midst of her clarifying, she tried to throw shots at, once again, the teeniest, tiniest person on the show. Well, the same day that we got the news from the Jasmine brand that allegedly Robin had been fired, Candice also put out the message that she was quitting, that she wasn't going to come back for season 9. So today, when Robin comes out to confirm that, yes, I have been fired, she throws shots that I waited until after the reunion, all 3 episodes of the reunion aired, because that's what the network would have wanted. Okay. She also says, and I'm not hiding behind the term that I choose not to come back or that I'm taking a break. See, when you start throwing rocks, I told y'all last week, and the word, let me tell you something. The Bible says, I'm a whole church girl, so I got to preach a little bit. The Bible says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. That you sow, ye shall also reap. So you went out and threw that shade. It came back to you before it could even get out into the wind. Don't you know it's windy April? Them rocks that you throwing coming back real quick. They whipping back around. And then we just had a solar eclipse. Don't you know the atmosphere is thick, girl? You need to keep your hands to yourself.
Okay.
You need to stop sticking them out the window trying to mess with somebody else's business. Because they're going to get tapped every time. They're going to get tapped and you're going to look foolish every single time.
You're going to look crazy. You're going to look crazy.
Because our girl had an announcement. You want to bust it up for her?
I do want to bust it up because, see, when the devil try, God is already working it overtime.
Amen.
Okay. So Robin came out and she tried to throw a little shade at Candice and, say Candice was lying about quitting. And our girl said, well, you know what? I'm going to drop a reverse Uno card and I'm going to break the news that I am pregnant. We are expecting, okay? We are expecting.
Yes!
When I tell you, Candice canceled out anything Robin had said like that, like she was Thanos when he snapped his finger and disappeared. Girl, go away from us. Your face said, get away from us with this, Apollo. We don't want,
Yes!
Go away. Candice said, I was sitting on that stage already knowing what my next move was. You didn't.
Exactly. You were waiting on somebody to give you your marching orders. That's how you know the difference between a boss.
Oh. Okay.
you might have a business, but are you a boss?
Are you a boss? Oh, okay.
Because bosses, what Beyonce told Jay-Z, you ain't even got to call in because you are the boss.
Okay.
Because see, them folks told you at the beginning of this season. No, in fact, they told you last season, you gonna come back on the show and you gonna give us the real. And if you don't give us the real,
you're gonna be done.
Chopped. The other Bravo show.
But that's what I mean about Potomac not wanting the real stuff. Because Robin really had opportunity to kind of sway the viewers' opinion on her and get some sympathy. Some people could have, okay. I always circle back to him, huh?
I can't stop. I'm going to keep giving it to him because that's a problem. It
is. It's a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
And she allowed him to walk her right off that show because she came back standing 10 toes down behind a man that got her looking like the silliest clown in the circus. Okay.
Who won't come and sit behind her.
He can't even come sit in a chair. I would rather him come sit in the chair and just decline to answer any questions. You here?
At least you came.
At least you came.
Right. Well, somebody else. I heard another YouTuber say, well, why did they even bring out the men? Because the men didn't have too much to say. They brought the men out there to show that Juan wasn't there.
That Juan, where is Juan? Anybody seen Juan? We're about to go on.
And Robin sitting over there talking stuff. I am so glad Juan Dixon is not here.
And I am so glad that Juan Dixon is never here. He's never here.
And that is why you won't be there next year.
And that's going to be me saying, I am so glad Robin Dixon is not here right now.
Friend. Okay, so have you seen the hashtag? JP Reddy says, was Eric really fired? No, but I'm campaigning. You want to? All right, since I'm about to tell you about these hashtags that's going on over on Twitter, we need to start this one.
Okay.
Because in fact, I think after RHOA, they started a hashtag on this.
Yeah, they wanted him gone after that.
Yeah. But the hashtags are going viral over on Twitter. It's gonna be Twitter to me till the day I die. Okay.
It's still Twitter to
Listen, we talked about being old and set in your ways. Y'all, I'm 44 years old. I'm set in my ways. But yeah, so on Twitter, the hashtags are going viral to boycott Bravo, to boycott RHOP.
I was going to say, I'm not watching next season. I'm not doing it.
I told you I couldn't even watch this season, and I didn't even watch that last episode of the reunion. Only thing I watched the first 2 episodes of season 8, and then I came on to see what the reunion was going to give. That last episode of the reunion is it's a wash for me.
Yeah, I saw the only reason I watched is because you asked me on for this. I wasn't going to watch it. Had you not asked me to come on and discuss it with you, I wouldn't have watched it. I was done. After I watched part 1, I was done.
All I needed to see were them clips that she told me everything I needed to know.
When she said everybody was accountable. Wendy, Candice, Deborah, I'm done.
So the climax of that clip was that Giselle, Andy asked Giselle, which is the first mistake, that who does she think was responsible for the fight that Ashley's friend Deborah started with Candice. Now, is that not the answer to the question in the question? Now, I did very well on my standardized testing.
And I feel like I can comprehend as well. So
exactly. And what I do know about test taking skills that sometimes the answer is already structured in the question.
Sentence. Yes.
So yeah, all Giselle had to do was say, Andy, you just answered your question.
Well, like I said, she should have said, I wasn't there, Andy, so I really can't speak on the situation.
But instead of doing that, she started naming these 3 beautiful ladies here. And then tacked on Deborah at the end.
At the end.
Deborah is the one who attacked these 3 ladies. And not only that, Ashley was the one who brought Deborah to the event. Then she tried to throw her sympathy card out that, we were trying to start a business and it looked bad for us to be on TMZ with a fight.
Mm-hmm.
But your girlfriend was the one who invited this person to come and fight.
Your business partner.
Your business partner.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, you should have known that this is not somebody I want to be in business with.
She shouldn't want to be in business with them anyway, because as Wendy said, the two of y'all and fashion don't go.
They don't. Or the water.
You got Ashley coming to Wendy's daughter. What was it? I don't want to use the wrong word.
The cotillion?
Yes, when in the beginning, she came in there with the
the baptism.
Baptism, yeah.
Yes.
She came into the baptism with a piece of cloth thrown over her, and she called it a dress.
Honey, with the boobs.
Anyway.
She said these boobs that Michael paid for on his Amex.
Yeah. Oh.
Don't y'all see them at the baptism? I brought my floaters.
I bought my floaters just in case the baby drowned. That's what she walked in like.
By the way, y'all, I'm wearing my color purple because you told Harpo to beat me.
Now kill him dead.
With my champagne bottle. One thing I can say about Candace, she tiny, but she ain't stupid at all.
Yeah.
She said, if you come over here, you might get a lick in.
You might get a few licks in, but you going down.
I ain't finna let you do me like Monique did me.
And it wasn't a small bottle. They had a big old bottle.
It was like one of the huge bottles. Oh, hold on, Murray, because Mr. Stamper got him in here. Hold on, I got to go show you. Just a second.
And JP, I wish Eric would get fired. I did hear something on Twitter about there was some rumors surrounding him saying he had been fired, but I hadn't seen anything officially stated that he was fired. But if I had anything to do with it, he'd be gone from both RHOP and RHOA. He'll be gone from both.
All right, so this is a regular size champagne bottle, and then you got this.
Then you got.
Can y'all see how big this is? This is about half my body. This is about big as my torso.
And just imagine how big it was compared to Candy.
Come over here if you want
to. Come over here if you want to.
You're not gonna get little tiny Candice. You're gonna get this.
You get Big Bertha. Come on over here. You get Big Bertha.
Yes, and I was like, okay, I ain't got no problem with that because you brought your big bird self over here. I didn't call for don't. What did Kenya Moore say? Don't come for me
unless I send
for you.
And I hadn't sent.
And we got a problem.
I was worried about you.
I don't promote violence, but I do promote self-defense.
I do, yes.
I used to always tell the people when my son was in junior high school, I don't know why these little kids wanted to try him because AJ was tall. I always been tall, but he was tall and skinny.
Mm-hmm.
I used to tell the teachers, listen, y'all better get them kids because he don't start nothing.
But he'll finish it.
But he will finish it. And he know how to. Y'all better get them kids and leave my child alone. Say what?
I said, y'all better get them kids before he get them.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because then we're going to have a problem. Because Houston,
we're
going to have a problem. Yeah. So, but anywho, I'm so excited for Candace.
Yes, I'm excited for her.
Her next step. I would love to see Bravo give her a baby special like Portia had.
Yes.
I would love that. I mean, and it would be the emotional fulfillment that she needs
Yes.
in this moment, or the emotional support from Bravo.
Yes.
That she needs to say, hey, you know what? We're going to capture this beautiful moment in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because Candice came on this show with an agenda. She definitely came on here knowing exactly what she wanted to accomplish.
Yes.
And she has accomplished everything that she set out to accomplish on this show. And that's the type of person that we want to see highlighted on the show.
Yes,
that's the type of Black excellence that we want to see highlighted on the show.
For sure.
She came on here saying, I love to sing, and I want to become a singer. She is doing the things. Candice was at the BET Award show.
Yes, she was.
Candice has been on tour. She's got an album out. I'm streaming her music on Apple right now. So she did that. Candice also came on here saying that at some point I want to become a mother.
Yes, she wanted a family.
Yes, and now she's doing that.
Doing exactly what she wanted to do.
And she also said that she wanted to determine when it was time to go. She said, I always come to the reunions knowing that, hey, I might not be asked back. So I never have that mindset as if it's a given that I'm coming back. She always had that humility in her mind. And I'm glad that she knew when it was time to say, you know what? Let me put this hat down right now because I got some business to take care of.
Yep. And I appreciate her picking her piece. You know, go bake that baby in peace and surrounded by love. Not you fighting for your life to explain some stuff you shouldn't even be explaining. Like, yeah, I agree with it.
Yeah, and it's similar to the Kenya Moore story.
Yes.
Because Kenya was really in an uphill battle with Nene and the network when she decided, you know what? I'm not coming back this next season.
Y'all got it this season. Y'all got it.
They were trying to make her out to be the villain desperately. And then we saw in the end the true villain behavior. Because now Kenya ain't on here, but you still acting out. And I think that's what's going to happen on RHOP. Naneka's not going to be there. Robin's not going to be there. Candice is not going to be there. Now we get to see who the true villain is. Monique ain't there.
Yep.
I'm praying to goodness. What do you think about Wendy?
I want her to leave.
You know, her house was broken into.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw her house was burglarized. I want Wendy to go and focus on her talk show. It's not a safe space for her. I feel like she'll be fighting for her life again by herself. I really want her to walk away. I do. And I don't want her to walk away because I love seeing Wendy on the show. I fell in love with Wendy. Her first episode, I fell in love with her. I don't think she should return. I don't
think so either. But I will say this: if Bravo decides to do a full reboot and Wendy is casted in that reboot, then that will be the only way that I watch it.
Okay.
But as it is, if she just stays with the few other castmates, I'm not watching that. I'm not. And I love my love for her and the character that she's showing us on the show is not enough to bring me back.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Mia of it all, and even the Karen of it all, the Ashley definitely
Ashley. Yeah.
I said in the comments that, hey, we 2 down. Robin and the neck are gone. We got 2 more to go. Them other 2,
they got to go too.
Ashley and Giselle.
Yeah, they got to go too.
If you weed out the weasels, then maybe you can have a garden.
Yeah.
Maybe this thing can grow. But as long as you keep feeding weasels, they're going to keep eating up your crop.
Sure is.
So, with that being said, is there anything else that you want to add to the conversation on this evening?
I'm just so disappointed we got to this point with Potomac. I used to really enjoy watching Potomac. I kind of stopped enjoying it when the Monique stuff happened because I saw then what we used to talk about it back then with how the trajectory of how they wanted us to view Candice. I already saw back then what it was. Mm-hmm. But I'm really am very disappointed that we have made it here, and I'm decided not to even watch them no more. I am disappointed in that. But hey, it is what it is.
It is, right? Because they weren't listening to us.
Yeah, and they're still not.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So, hey, if you don't know how to satisfy your customer, then you're going to lose your customer base.
Yeah.
So, hey, it is what it is. And I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Once you start playing the game of favorites, it's never a good thing for business.
No.
I don't know what just happened. I don't know of any operation that does well with playing favorites.
No.
So,
and that's so blatantly too.
Right. So with that being stated, I don't see myself coming back to the show unless they do a full reboot. And then we know how those full reboots go because we saw Miami and New York.
In New York, yeah.
It's an iffy situation.
Mm-hmm.
And allegedly Atlanta is going through a full reboot right now. And
right now, yeah. Mm-hmm. Which was necessary too.
I don't know if I'm going to even go back over there, even though I love Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to see her and Portia fighting.
And I hope now they seem real cool now. I've been watching them interact on Instagram, and it looks like they are eye level. They're seeing eye to eye right now. I want them to understand, like you said, listen to the customer. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see Portia versus Kenya part 10. We don't want to see it. We want to see y'all be friends. Can y'all be friends?
Right.
I want to come on that screen. We want y'all to be friends.
Okay. All that energy that Kenya and her girlfriend is giving. Well, we saw them on Instagram going to the Gucci outlet and getting all it, leaving with boxes of Gucci sliding out the door, and you got to call the concierge to help you get. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see. Let's get back to the luxury of it all. Yes, yes. Let's get some trips going. Let's have a good time. Y'all are draining us with this drama. We're being drained,
and we don't want those trips to be to Austin.
You say what?
We don't want those trips to be to Austin.
No. I could go to Austin, and we don't need y'all to be in where they went last time, South Carolina.
Right.
Go across the water. Get on a flight, okay?
Ooh, JP, you my girl.
Yeah, she own it. JP is on
it. JP said, we aren't the customer base. This show caters to those who enjoy seeing gaslighting and policing of darker skinned people for entertainment. This show allows them to do it guilt-free. JP, you my girl.
Yeah.
You speaking the words out of my mouth right now. Yes, that is true. And but see, that's the part that's going to tank them because it's posed as, let's just call a thing. It's posed as a Black girl housewife show.
Yeah,
but they really want their customer base to be something else. And when Black women start getting up and leaving, you better ask them politicians how it go.
Okay.
By the way, tomorrow, get out and vote in your local communities. Let me tell you, these are the elections that matter the most. Go vote, go vote, go vote. If you don't get out and vote in your local community, what effect of change are you having in the big scheme of things nationally? Because it's them local elections that will determine the laws that are enforced and inflicted on your household. So please go out and vote on tomorrow. Amen. Yes. Hallelujah. Ashton, I'm trying not to keep you all night. We talked a long time the other night, and I don't want to keep you all night tonight. But I definitely enjoy sharing this time with you.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Listen,
But,
y'all.
we this always was us. We just weren't giving it to the world. Now we giving it to the world.
Remember when we took that ride and the chaplain was laughing at us, laughing at each other?
Yes. We talked the whole ride. We was talking the whole entire ride. He was tuned in.
Yes. Well, y'all, this is my friend. This is my work husband. My real husband was on here, so I'm not doing anything that is going to upset my home, okay?
Hubby is aware of me.
Yes. Yes. He is fully okay with this throuple. Yes, well, this is my work husband, y'all, and I'm enjoying sharing him with the Alabama Church Girl supporters and the congregation. I want you to come back. We need to do something like on.
I already told you I'm game for whatever. I already told you.
So y'all tell us what you want us to review. I know that. Thank you, JP.
Thank you, JP.
JP says, great conversation. Great job to you both. All right. So JP and everybody else in the chat, please tell us, what do you want us to review? Do you want us to review the Love and Marriage Huntsville? Now, I work up in that area, so, and I'm familiar with some of those characters.
That'll be fun.
Even though I've only met him briefly, Carlos King is my good friend. Oh, and by the way, Funky Not Evil is coming to the cigar bar soon. I think it's May, sometime in May. I want to say the 26th, but don't quote me on that. But Funky Not Evil will be there. Huh?
What is he doing? Like his live podcast or something from there, or what?
Yes. I love Funky Not Evil. He's ever since he did that story time about crabs. I have been on board with Funky Not Evil.
He is crazy. He really is.
Yes, he is. I enjoy all of that crazy. But yes, please make sure that you like the video on your way out. Tell a friend, share this live with your friends and your families, even your enemies. I don't care. Everybody got
however you want to get down with it.
Let us know what you want us to review in the comment section below, and we will give it a try. We'll give it a whirl. Not only is the the Huntsville people coming back, but I believe them R&B, the queens of R&B.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
And now I don't know the date, but I know they got something. You say that again?
I hadn't seen anything about it, so I'm not sure either.
They got something in the works, but whatever it is, how do you feel about these other young people they have that come on after Potomac? Now I'm about to get back up into some business.
Martha's Vineyard.
Yes. Now I want to say this. Remember last week I told you about the book that I was doing the read along on? Yes. I'm gonna have to go back to it. This is it. Our Kind of People. I'm gonna have to get back into this book. But I told you, Mr. Lawrence Otis Graham told us in this book about his trips to Martha Vineyard every summer, and the excuse me, the crew of Jack and Jill's that he ran in Martha's Vineyard. So that show gives me this crew of young people.
That same type of vibe for sure.
It makes me question: is Bravo trying to change the look of Black people on their network? That's just the question. Y'all put your answer in the comment section.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that because that is something new that we hadn't seen on Bravo.
Just a question. Just a question. It ran across my mind, like, I see y'all. I see it works. But anywho, y'all let us know what you'd like us to do, because I would love for my work husband to come back over here and spend some more time with us. It's definitely been an enjoyable experience, and the congregation loves you.
I love them back. I love them back. I appreciate all the love. And I told you earlier, I'm just happy somebody value my opinion and let me get it out my head, because I don't get nobody to share with.
Yay. Yes. All right, so friend, thank you once again for joining, and we will be back again. All right, until then, please don't forget to get your ticket on Eventbrite for the Taboo Topics Tea. Go to Eventbrite, EVENTBRITE and search Taboo Topics Tea for your tickets to the Taboo Topics Tea, April 28th, 2:00 p.m. in Prattville, Alabama. All right. Love God and love your families. Love you guys.
Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. Hallelujah! Thank you. Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here.